Welcome to Tire Foam Gaming. This channel is all about creative builds, useful tips. I noticed now 1.1 you can bump all of this stuff very far. And the occasional what was I thinking moment. Yes, I did put those in backwards. So subscribe and let's see where this goes.
You may find this protection essential if you are going to finally get around to saving humanity.
Let's see if this still works. I haven't done this in 6 or 7 months. Doot, doot. Oh, he's up there. Okay, so I'm just re-familiarizing myself with my Satisfactory world, and I popped in a train to get some resin because I wanted to do some milestones, and my train crashed into the other train that was here, and then it drug it along, and now it's hanging out on this crazy incline that I've always been meaning to fix. So I didn't record it, but because I couldn't remember how to record. I haven't done this in a long time, so I guess we should re-rail this train. Oh no, he's way down there. Or hopefully I'll get there before the other train comes back. I'm getting familiarized with where I was at and what I was doing. But whew, there's a lot going on here. Look at all these things. I have Nebula Sanctum, which is the main place, and then I have that's my home base, and then I have Echo. This is the latest one, Echo Ridge. And there's a copper tap and an iron node. I'm getting the copper to make my aluminum, L-clad aluminum sheeting. So I did at least put a little storage thing in there so I can get some milestones made. And that's what I'm kind of working on here. I just wanted to get the polymer resin because I wanted to make synthetic fabric because I was running low on mycelium. I don't know, I was playing back on Satisfactory 1.0. What I wanted to make in mycelia was this guy. Alright. Because I went through and I did the gas fabric. What do you say, Ada?
Research completed. Polyester fabric recipe unlocked. Using polyethylene terephthalate, production of a lightweight and strong fabric can be automated. It has many of the properties of naturally sourced fabric and also amplifies body odor.
Oh. Well, good thing I took a shower. So, I had to make these gas masks, or these gas filters for the next one. I've got 3 of them. I need more coal. That's for the next milestone. Oh, yeah, gas filter. And I've got a bunch of these, so we can get those in there. I got 3 of those too. I need 47 more, and that's for the hazmat suit. Because I've got a lot of this stuff already being made. I'm not making this, but I had those already. And then I want to get into this because I need to make the director assembly systems for phase 4. And once I get to tier 8, I'm going to have drones, nuclear power, advanced aluminum production, and then project part number 9, nuclear pasta. I do want to finish it. I also want to restart it because I have learned a lot about how this is set up, and most of my buildings are just so crammed together out that way. Like all these buildings are just so crammed. This is my whole little central campus, and it's just not consistent, but it's been a design progression of different architectural dreams. All right, I'm gonna make some more milestones. Well, I've been looking through what I don't even know where to start, really. But I've been looking through just where I left off like 6 months ago. And I was looking out over that way with all of my aluminum stuff going on so I can make some more space elevator parts. But what I really need to do is complete some other milestones. And what I want to do long term is have all these different raw materials, just start mining them and send them along on my rail system to go back to my central base. And I came over here because I have to make these gas filters for my hazmat suit milestone. So I'm going to start just by expanding this rail, have a little leg that comes off, and I'll bring it back in. For now, I'm going to use this coal to make those gas filters because I am making some fabric over there with a temporary refinery. All right, making some progress on my train station here. Just a simple block kind of set up for right now. I didn't do the math, but I'm just assuming that 2 of these will be enough. I don't have a whole long way to go, but we'll see how the train is going to work, because what I'm going to do is change this train around. So there's going to be one rail coming in, and it'll service this train station, and then it'll also service my oil train station. The other thing I was thinking was making this a double-decker train, so I have another rail on top of this one that is the return path, which might be kind of interesting. I don't know, we'll see where that goes. And our gas masks are made and loaded in, so let's press that big red button.
Milestone reached. The hazmat suit protects the wearer from radiation by consuming iodine-infused filters. You may find this protection essential if you are going to finally get around to saving humanity. I previously gave you compliments in an attempt to inspire you, but it might have given you the wrong idea. I will definitely be totally honest with you from this moment on. Here is a demonstration of a truthful compliment. That suit looks like it was made for you. Because it was.
Honesty is the best policy. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. So I need to make the assembly director systems for phase 4. We're going to do this one. I need clad aluminum sheets, the casings, computers, and plastic. So let's get this done. And I've got plenty of computers and plastic, and I know I'm making the clad aluminum sheet, so I'll have to make this aluminum casing. And that's an easy enough one because it's made with a constructor. But back here in my aluminum, the CULU Compliance Center, where I'm making all my aluminum and the casings and that kind of stuff, I can add on another building over here with constructors. So I made this other building, which is just a blank building. I'm going to do the same kind of setup in here that I did for my assemblers over here. I might do something like this still and see what I can cram into there. So I've got all these different blueprints, and this is the one I was using. 2x4 stacked assemblers. Boom. So I'm going to pull this into a blueprint and then replace these with constructors. All right, so I'm making these constructors, and a couple different ways that I'm figuring out how to do these. So I'm trying to cram more of these in here, and I know I'll get like clipping with these arms moving back and forth, but I'm okay with that. But what I wanted to do was really get this in tight. So I've got a lift right here. I'm gonna make it a Mark IV, and I've got these lifts over here, and I'll get some other clipping in here too, like that and behind there. But I'm going for a little more capacity than I am for pure aesthetics. And to do this, since I don't have a constructor here, is get this connected like that. Then what I'm going to do is throw in a stackable conveyor until that line comes up. I'm going to do 2 of them and then hold this one in place and move it over 2. That way I can delete these ones. If I move the other one over, it's going to get stuck into there. Then I can take a lift from this side. It's going to go right this. Oh, other way. And then I heard it beep, and I see the line, and that's going to be then attached to there. All right, well, I went with a pretty simpler version of a constructor here in my blueprint. I've got 6 on this floor, and I modified my assembler blueprint just to, I used to have one down here, like a floor down here and then a floor up here. So I took away the second floor, but what I can do is just make this one up here on the second floor. Just go ahead and build that on in. So I think this will work fine. It looks pretty good. I've got some lighting in here. I've got these pretty compact and still functional, and a little catwalk through here just to get through everything. So let's go ahead and build these in that building and start making some aluminum casings. Alright, so I've got this building emptied out and ready to bring stuff in. The basement will be cleaned up after I do all this and get all this stuff into a train. So do this. I noticed now 1.1 you can bump all of this stuff very far, further than 10, which I think was the limit before. Alright, so there's one. And I think what I can actually do with this is make... I'm going to do a spacer, I thought, actually. It's just that really... I might even remove this whole thing. Let me see, actually. If I can do... I can get it in here. Alright, like that. Alright, I have to go down here to the first floor. I wanted to see if I could do 3 of these, or if I needed to do like if I needed spacers in between. Hopefully I'm not going to be trapped in here. Alright, there we go. Yeah. So I do have room for just one spacer at the end. So I might do like a half spacer and then another half spacer. Half foundation on both sides. So let's redo this. And we will sample that and make another one here. Alright, so let's get this in line. Alright, so now we are in line. We can just fly through it, and I can go over 4. That's what I used to do. Let's see if it still looks right. Good. Like this. I believe that's the center. Alright. Now that should line up with that one. Good. Now, I've got a little bit of space right here, so I can still keep my ladders going up to the second floor. And these columns here. So I can also make these on the second level. I think there's enough room. I might have to take some stuff out, but for now I've got 12 constructors. And when you walk into the main entrance here, you get this. So maybe I'll send this going down to there. I gotta see how that catwalk's gonna line up. Yes, I did put those in backwards. So I want to make sure I'm at the front of the building, and I've got my supply going in at the top and my product coming out at the bottom. All right, now we can get these going. And then we'll hook up the power. And then we'll connect our logistics. And we'll configure our machines. And I was doing some math, so I can do 60 per minute, and I have 12 of these, so 60 times 12 is 720. The other thing is find a way to hook this up to my main power. All right, so what I've got here, I know I had power running from one side of the building to the other through the foundation, so I'm going to tap into that power. All right, so I'm going to splice into that line just like that, so I don't have to find the ends, and then run my power line from there to there. Now these should all have power. Close this back up, and then we'll get some stuff going in. I have a sink that's going in for all of this right here, so I'm going to run that into here. So this end is the supply, and this one is the return. So 1, Oh wait, I have Mark 5? I didn't know I had Mark 5. Alright, well, that's cool. Do I have Mark 5? I have Mark 5 conveyor belts too. So let's see. Go to straight. I'm not sure exactly. I think I want to be... That's like in line with that on the edge. So I think it's just 1 over. Let's see. Did I do it correct? Oh, I did. Alright, so now we should be starting to make the aluminum casings. So let's run a mark 4 down. And then another one. I gotta run this over to here. And that worked out well. So that's like centered. That's over 1 to the edge. That's over 1 more. Alright, we're making casings yet? There they go. Alright, so we are making them. And sinking them. But now these constructors are just constructing away. Looks like this is... What's going on here? It's yellow. Is this not getting stuff in? It's there. Try this. Looks like this one might have been messed up, so I'll have an... Oh, we got a few of these that are broken. Alright. Well, let's fix those up. I'll be back. Alright, well, all of these on this side were wrong. So, it might have been when I was making the blueprint, I had this thing set up for a different style, and then I changed it over, and I thought I could get away with... I think I put the constructors down when these lifts were still here. So now these should all be functioning. Let's see if anything backs up. I know those two look good. Now we are making all these casings. That's what I need for that control system development, that milestone you see in the top right corner. I need casings and cladding, or L-clad sheeting. Anyway, that is it for this one. So I will see you next time when I try to do more stuff with trains with this and get these milestones done. Alright, see you later.